Hello. So when we first start to awaken, we don't really see humans anymore. We see the energetics behind everything. We see the light or the dark working through people, or we see the angels and demons working through people. It's truly like entering spiritual warfare because you're seeing things that you couldn't see before. And again, I'm not condemning neither. The light and dark are both needed for us to come into a space of neutrality. So the demons, the light, the angels, it doesn't matter what we call them. They're all teaching us how to strengthen ourselves from within, how to thicken our skin, and how to sharpen our discernment. But there is no question that when someone is unconscious, I like to call them the empty seaters. I've heard other people refer to them as such as well. They're the empty seaters. Well, you can be someone who just wants to be alone. You find your favorite new coffee shop and you get to just geek out on YouTube channels or YouTube videos, or you just like to connect with your breath to stimulate your third eye, and it's your hideaway, right? It's your hiding place. And when someone is unconscious, they're going to be signaled by a non-physical entity, an astral being, to trace you, to find you, and to distract you from your meditation. And this can also appear in the form of, if you're on the cusp of meeting your true twin flame, someone who's unconscious, who might be a good person. So again, this isn't about whether you're good or bad. We left that game a long time ago. It's a dualistic game that keeps you in this teeter-totter, and it really doesn't help anyone. But a good person can be unconscious, and then they're also going to get influenced to meet you, or to go to the grocery store one night, on one random night when you happen to be there. And that's all in a way steered by these astral entities, or you can call them artificial intelligence, whatever you prefer. And they'll be set up to be like a decoy, so like a false twin flame, to derail you from the potential of actually meeting your twin flame, your true twin flame. And that doesn't mean you'll never meet your true twin flame, but we have to be extra observant of everything that's going on when we first awaken, because it's like being initiated into this unknown territory, into this new school of being able to see into the unseen, being able to hear into the unspoken, being able to know things that are unknown. So it's truly like a huge initiation phase. And then eventually you start to come into mastery. And mastery doesn't mean that you're done learning. You never stop learning. You're always a student, even though you might be a teacher, or you're a teacher, even though you might be a student. We're always learning. But when you start to become more adept at seeing right through people and the intention, or whatever is steering that ship, then you gain a lot of intel. You receive a lot of information. And then you no longer condemn people or condemn these energies. You understand that both the light and the dark are needed to help someone evolve. And that's really what it's about. There's no question that the dark side of things will try to cross your boundaries, So it's not necessarily teaching you anything. Like, if you let it will infringe upon your free will, and it will trespass at every given opportunity. But we're teaching the darkness, hey, don't do that. That's not okay. Or we're saying, hey, I'm just alone right now and I'm enjoying my coffee and I'm not in a position to converse. So I feel like the light, this is just hitting me now, so it's really cool. The light is teaching us how to love. And then the darkness is teaching us how to set boundaries. That's really good. And so, but don't get it twisted. If the darkness can try to keep you from meeting your true twin flame, it will. If the darkness can keep you from actualizing your mission or your potential, it will. And that's the point. We're here to step out of duality, step out of that game, of that roundabout, and really start assuming the sovereign state. The sovereign state is like, you wear your badge of sovereignty, and you might be at a coffee shop where you just found your hiding spot, and then some person comes up to you and wants to strike up conversation, and then at that moment you would have to say, hey, I'm really just preoccupied right now and I'm not in a position to talk. But I'm telling you guys, these dark entities, or I don't like to call them dark, but I'm just going to call them dark right now just to get my point across. These magicians or these parasitic wizards, they will find, they truly will trace you. They will trace you, and then you'll leave that coffee shop, find another hiding spot. It can be in the forest in the middle of nowhere, and someone will appear to try to derail you from what you're doing. That's how it works. Because in the beginning stage, you're exposed to everything. You're exposed to all of the different flavors, the vanillas, the chocolates. You're exposed to it all, and all of this is truly necessary in elevating your state of mind, in boosting yourself up into the overview or into the overseer of the operation, and then discerning what is going on here. And that's a skill in itself. That's truly an art form. The ability to distinguish between what is of the light, what is of the dark, and what it's trying to teach you in that moment. And darkness teaches us, I love that. Darkness teaches us how to set boundaries. And then when you oppose the darkness and you say, that's not okay, you get strong. That's why we need the darkness. And then when you accept light, you soften your heart and you come into more unity. So that's the message I have for you guys today. But yes, these empty seaters do exist, because again, if you're not occupying a part of your mind, something or someone will. And man, this is pretty intense, but they will, because someone has to occupy something as long as we're in duality. So if you're not in the driver's seat of your car, something is going to be in the driver's seat driving you. And that's why we have to become really skilled at seeing right through things. The third eye can pierce through facade. The third eye can pierce through the smoke in the mirrors. It can pierce through all of that deception. Even today I had someone who commented on my Instagram post. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the underlying current or the undertone behind what they were saying was like an entity trying to plot against me, and I called it out. And everyone liked my comment because I did a good job at handling myself in a loving, respectful way, but still taking care of my energy. So always remember to put your spirit first. Always put your spirit first. And because peace is an inside job, and our higher self, our oversoul, our spirit guides, our angelic team, they're teaching us how to zero in on what's really going on. And sometimes it will be a demon that is disguised as an angel, like the whole wolf in sheep's clothing, or wolf in grandmother's clothing, like that, the Robin Hood writing, what's it called? The Robin Hood. Anyways, or sometimes it will be an angel disguised as a demon. That's where you have to be very, very, very proficient at seeing right through these things. And the reason I've stopped condemning darkness or demons or the light, I don't really love that languaging, because it's all a matter of perception. All right, I'll give you guys an example. If, for instance, you're always at everyone's beck and call, you're spreading yourself thin, you're appeasing everybody around you, but you have no energy left for yourself. Well, to them, you might be perceived as an angel who's always there for them, who's giving, but then you go home and you build resentment because you're not taking care of your own soul. You're not nurturing your soul. You're not recharging from within. And then if you decide, well, I'm done being there for everyone because I'm not taking care of me and my higher self, and you decide to place boundaries, well, those very people who used to call you angels might call you a demon now. And that's why it's all a matter of perception. Everything is relative. That's why both the darkness and the light are needed. But be very aware of everything that's going on, because you might be someone who's on the precipice of meeting your divine counterpart, your soulmate, your twin flame. And then these entities, they will know that, and they will insert someone in your life who can be a really good person, by the way, okay? So I don't want to detract from that. They can be a really good person. But this person will have been inserted in your life under the influence of other entities to keep you from coming into union with your twin flame. Or it could be that you're on the verge of a massive breakthrough professionally, like you're about to land a role or you're about to launch a super successful business, and then someone swoops into your life and says, hey, we should start a business together, which has nothing to do with the business you were going to start, and that you have to make sure that you pay attention, because these entities are very, very good at hijacking people's unconscious minds, subconscious minds, and throwing them on your path, okay, to deviate you from what your mission is. And again, we can't get mad at these people because they're just people and they're operating from their unconscious mind and they don't know better. So don't get mad at people. Use every opportunity that you're gifted with to sharpen your discernment, okay? Keep sharpening your discernment, just like you would sharpen a sword. It's the same thing. That way you can be a true warrior of light, a rainbow warrior of light, and nothing can slide by you anymore. You can see right through everything. You know, we're under no obligation to talk to someone if we're at a coffee shop and we happen to be conversing with God or with Source or having a really deep conversation with your guides or even just enjoying a podcast. It doesn't have to be anything deep. You can just be enjoying a podcast or just spending time alone. You're under no obligation to report to anyone or to answer to anyone. This is your journey and you get to decide how you're going to shape your experiences. Okay? If you decide one morning to get up and say, I'm going to go treat myself to an amazing cappuccino or to an amazing oat milk latte or cashew milk latte, and I'm just going to sit with myself, and someone comes in and talks to you and you're not in the mood in that moment, that doesn't mean you're a bad person. So we have to make sure that we start deleting all those programs that are rooted in guilt or, I'm a bad person because I didn't talk to them. No, you're just taking care of you. And you can't pour from an empty cup. Okay, pour from the overflow. Put yourself first, you guys, and be aware because there are decoys. I'm telling you, I'm one of those people. I love coffee shops because I work from home. As you guys know, I take readings from home, and then when I'm done with my readings or I'm taking a break, I love to take myself out to a coffee shop and listen to some good things. I like listening to other YouTube teachers too because for 7 years, my guides restricted me from, they did not give me permission to listen to anyone. I wanted to listen to like the different people like Abraham Hicks and all that. They wouldn't let me. They were like, Phil, you need to know the church is inside. You need to know that everything that you need to learn is inside. And it may not always make sense, but you're picking up on the energies. And that was my journey. So I'm not saying don't listen to people. Like everyone has their own blueprint. For me, my blueprint was being self-taught, which is really not self-taught. It's just being taught by other beings or extraterrestrials that you're connecting with telepathically. And then a year ago, I got the green light from my guides, and they were like, hey, you know, you really have your own harmonic signature as your own guide now, so go ahead and have fun and listen to what's out there. So I've come across amazing people like Glacia Rain and Aluna Ash and Lisa Transcendence Brown and Magenta Pixie, all these amazing people, and we all speak a very similar language, which is why I love to listen to them, because they have their own signature as well, but it's all under the same umbrella. So I love geeking out on all that stuff and channelings and galactic podcasts. I love all that stuff. But when I'm doing it, I really just want to be alone. And I have found like different coffee shops, and then someone else comes along and it's like, oh, here we go again. They've traced me. You know, they've traced me. My Bluetooth alert went off and they know where I am now. But I take it with a grain of salt because I understand that it's all part of it. It's all part of this game. And the more that you elevate, the more of a target you might be. And that's why I wore this t-shirt today, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to be a target. You're going to be a target. And at the same time, if you're targeted, it is a privilege. It is an offering for you to step up, claim your sovereignty, own who you are, and set clear boundaries. I love you guys so much. I hope this has been helpful. And make sure to take care of you and keep working on your third eye, because our third eye is such a gift. It's such a gift. Much love.